Chances are you're thinking about ringing in the new year with a nice bottle of bubbly. Well, here to make sure that you get the best tasting champagne or sparkling wine for your budget is Ray Isle, executive editor of Food and Wine magazine. Ray, it is always great to see you.
It's great to be back. Thanks for having me. Absolutely.
A lot of people think when you're buying champagne, you really get what you pay for. But you say there's some alternatives out there that are not that expensive.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, if you're looking at real champagne, which is basically from Champagne, the Champagne region in France, you're looking at $35, $40, like this Louis Roederer basic Brut champagne. Brut, by the way, means dry. That's most of it we drink. So this is classic champagne, about $40, and that's what you're going to pay for real champagne, which is a lovely wine. There's a reason you pay that much for champagne because it's smooth, elegant, tasty. Now you can drop down to Prosecco, which is hugely popular these days. Prosecco's had a boom in popularity. This Caposaldo Prosecco is about $14 a bottle, give or take. Prices differ from state to state. Still a lovely sparkling wine, made from different grapes than champagne, made in a slightly different method.
A little sweeter typically.
A little sweeter typically, but a great party wine, a great bite by the case, serve it to everybody.
That's good as well.
It's fresh, it's fruity, it's a little peachy.
Yeah.
If you're making mimosas or bellinis or anything like that, you don't want to put $40 wine into your orange juice. So
going back to what you talked about earlier, to be true champagne, it's got to come from the Champagne region of France.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's sparkling wine.
Otherwise, it's sparkling wine. And it could be sparkling wine like Prosecco from Italy, or it could be sparkling wine from America like this Domaine Saint Michel Brut that we've got here. Again, very affordable, $11 a bottle. Same grapes as in Champagne, which is Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Same way of making it, but this comes from Washington State. So little different sensibility, a lot less money. But I think, it's a little fruitier than the champagne. It's not quite as refined, but it's still a nice bottle of wine for $11.
Well, you've got a refined palate for this, obviously.
It's my job.
Well, what are you looking for when you take a sip of this that perhaps many of us are not?
Well, what you look for is, first the kind of effervescence of champagne, those bubbles. You want them to be very fine and very delicate. Generally, when you get Prosecco, like the classic thing is Coca-Cola, for instance. Huge bubbles, big foamy bubbles. Prosecco, slightly tinier bubbles, and you get to really good champagne. It's this incredibly fine mousse, they call it. Then kind of complexity of flavor and lasting flavor. You want to be able to taste it, have a sip, and have it continue.
Wow. Of course.
Of course.
Oh, but of course.
But of course.
Now we've got some $250 for this. This is Cristal, right?
This is Cristal. This is one of those famous champagnes, world famous champagnes, and this is actually made by Roederer, Cristal Brut.
Yes, that was obviously he's done this before.
I've done this before.
Very smooth.
And it's not a good idea to shoot the cork across the room because the pressure is so intense that you can really you can actually put out someone's eye.
Is this really worth $250?
Well, I'm going to hand it to you, and you're going to try it.
All right.
I think Cristal is a gorgeous champagne and really beautiful.
Come on in, Rebecca.
$250 bottle of champagne.
I like you so much. I'm going to give you my glass of Cristal.
And thanks, Ray.
It's a lot of money, but sometimes New Year's special events, proposing to someone, you got to splurge. I mean, you can't be cheap when you're like asking someone to marry you.
Or you could just bring us a bunch of bottles of it, Ray. We're good with that too.
So Fred Sanford used to drink Champepple. Champagne and Ripple.
Champagne and Ripple.
Not the same thing, right?
I don't think you want to mix the Cristal with the Ripple. I think it's a bad idea.
Bad idea. Ray Isle.
Good.
Thanks, man. Don't leave me hanging. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.